Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Lakers Celtics tonight, Summer League action. I'm Trevor Lane for Lakers Nation. Hopefully, this Portland and Philly game does not go to OT, although it's not a long overtime, even if it does in Summer League here. Welcome in. If you're coming in from playback, if you're coming in from the Lakers Nation YouTube channel, or if you're coming in from the NBA front office YouTube channel. Keith Smith is going to be jumping on in just a moment. That's right. You're going to have me and Keith on the same game. Let's go. This is going to be fun. I'm excited for this. Welcome in, everybody. Portland up 3. No threes, Philly. No threes. Oh, the Rockets decide to foul and not allow the shot to get up. All right. All right. I don't hate the strategy. Happy to see y'all here. We'll see if the Summer Lakers can get themselves a much-needed win. They are 0-4 right now in Summer League. Not ideal. Of course, not ideal. So now Philly has to make free throws. 6.1 seconds left. The crowd, all of us, waiting for the Lakers to take on the busted Celtics. I'm excited for this one. I want to see what our guy Dalton Connect can do, how he looks after a really nice performance last game. And the first of 2 free throws hit by Philly. I want to see what Bronny James can do. Can he bounce back? He said he's in a little bit of a shooting slump. Can he solve that in this one? Lots of stuff that we're keeping an eye on. What does my guy Colin Castleton do in the middle? What about Moses Brown? What does he do there? And then, of course, Blake Hinson, who's had some shoot. Oh, Philly gets the offensive board. 2-1 McCann for the game? No. No. Portland hangs on to win. They got to look at it. Blake Hinson, can he get his shooting back on track? All right, I'm just going to send out a tweet here, let everybody know we're live. All right. How are we all doing? Fun morning today. Fun morning this morning with Team USA getting the big win over Australia. I mean, I shouldn't say big win, but getting the win. The win that we wanted to see over Australia. Thought our guy Anthony Davis went crazy. TK Baller, hope you had a great 7-hour break. I don't know if I had much of a 7-hour break. We did record an NBA front office show that I had to download that. I had to edit that. I had to cut some clips for that. I published another thing. It's been a busy day. But I'm excited for it. Keith says he's here. Hey, I'll take it. Between games. I'm just excited that we get 2 games in one day. Is a trade going to happen? I sure hope so. Jesus over on YouTube. Live where besides YouTube, we are live on playback.tv/Lakers Nation. We're live on the Lakers Nation YouTube channel. We're live on the NBA front office YouTube channel because you get both Keith and myself. We're both going to be here. Keith is right now just figuring out how to get into the room. And then we'll get that going. Ooh, get that going. I've got a comment here that says, I feel like when I'm gone in August, we may get a Lakers news, possibly a trade. That's the way I'm feeling. Like as soon as I go on vacation, that's when, boom, everything's going to go crazy. That's when it's going to happen. Hope the Lakers don't get blown out again. Yeah, I hope not. Trevor versus Keith tonight, TK Baller. I don't think it's going to be too contentious here. That's the thing. This is not regular season. This is certainly not the playoffs. So Lakers, Celtics, I have a feeling, Keith, that I will be able to coexist just fine in this one. When is Keith coming on? Should be any second. He said he's here. He's just got to figure out how to get on stage here. Need some booms when connects from 3. That's right. Connect 3. I'm gonna save it. I'm not gonna fire one off right now. I gotta save it for when the game actually gets going. Speed Trev putting in the work. That's this time of year. You know how we do it. Got to keep putting in the work here. It's the way it goes. The sports business, it's a grind, but we love it. We do love it. Let's see. My best Mike Breen bank. Well, I can't steal anybody else's. I can't steal anybody else's catchphrases, right? Although I think boom is pretty universal. I'm not sure what what mine would be though. Have to come up with something. I could say like what is it, Champ Kind in Anchorman? Whammy. Could go with that one. Yes is isn't that Marv Albert? It's oh no. Connect for 3. Oh no. That sounds so negative though. It's yikes. Yeah, yikes is one of them too. Yikes is definitely one of them. Laboom. I like that. Let's hope Bronny gives me a reason to say Laboom tonight. Let's hope he gives me a reason to say Laboom in this one. Bold strategy, Con. Bam. I like Bam. Little Emerald Lagasse. Bam. Oh, no. Oh, no. Go back to every live stream and make a compilation of all of my yikes and oh no's. Oh, no. That's not a good idea. Hey, there he is.
Boy, that's
Keith Smith in the house.
I'm very old and technology challenged.
Well,
should have got my kid to come in here and set it up for me.
We're glad that you made it, and we're excited for some high-level basketball in this one, Keith.
Yeah, man. High-level basketball, sure. No, I'm excited to do this with you because we can't really do this during the regular season because of the way we cover games. So it'll be fun to be able to do it this way.
Yeah, this is going to be a blast. Keith, what I will admit, I have not followed the Celtics Summer League team. What can you tell us about their team?
Yeah, they actually have a pretty experienced group here. Neemias Queta, Jaden Springer, a couple guys who've been around for a while, are both on this roster for Summer League. Jordan Walsh is there as well, last year's second-round pick. He is in the house. J.D. Davison is also on the roster. He's going to be a third year on a two-way with Boston. And then they have Baylor Shireman as well going in to play for the Celtics. So they've got quite a few like rostered guys, and Drew Peterson is another one of the two-way players as well. So that's several rostered players that'll be there for the Celtics tonight. We'll see. Their first game they played no defense at all. It was just run up and down against Miami. But Miami's summer league team is pretty loaded too with real roster players, including Jaime Jaquez. So we'll see.
Yeah, the Lakers are 0-4 currently in summer league action. But Dalton Connect is the main guy we're keeping an eye on for our side. And then, of course, Bronny will keep it. I just hope he shoots well enough to get people off his case a little bit. And we'll see if that happens. I'm excited for I'm excited to see how Colin Castleton does. I think he's shown some flashes, and I want to see if he can really put some things together in this one. He has started to show off the 3-point shot a little bit. So I'm curious if we're going to see more of that. And he looks like he's starting to get more comfortable grabbing and going after grabbing rebounds. He takes off down the floor, which is one of his skill sets, or one of the skills that he's got that is not typical of a big.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to watch him go against Keita, who's like a very physical big. Keita is like the stereotypical stat padding big man, because he'll get like 7 offensive rebounds, but 5 of them are off his own misses. So he just kind of ends up like stacking up some boards that way. So that happens. And then Baylor Shireman is like a lesser version of what Dalton Connect should be. Probably at this point a better passer than Connect, but Connect's a better all-around scorer than Shireman, but both should eventually be pretty good shooters. So that should be kind of fun. And they just announced Jaden Springer is not going to play tonight.
Is that just precaution, or is there something going on there?
No, I'm guessing it's just because he's a 4th-year guy, so probably shouldn't be playing in Summer League anyway.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I was looking for the starting lineup, but I have not seen anybody share it just yet for the Celtics. So
the Lakers starting lineup is out, and it's going to be a new one. New in that Trent Forrest will be getting his first Summer League start, and then it's going to be the remaining 4 guys that we've seen. It'll be Bronny, Dalton Connect, Max Lewis, Colin Castleton. Here's the Celtic starters: JD Davison. Davison, Drew Peterson, Jordan Walsh, Baylor Shireman, and Neemias Queta.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's
so those are all rostered guys for the Celtics. So we'll see.
All right. Well, let's see what these guys have. Again, this is going to be a far cry from the basketball we saw played this morning in Team USA against Australia, but that's okay. We're watching young players. We're going to see them try to get their legs under them, try to show what they can do to NBA talent. Keith, one of the points that I always like to make when we talk about Summer League, it's that not all of these guys are competing necessarily for NBA roster spots. Some of these guys are competing just to catch the attention of anybody, whether it might be an international team, it might be somebody in the G League. These guys, that's why you see them, even when the game is over score-wise, they compete all the way to the final whistle because they're trying to catch the eye of somebody. Not all of the guys, like you talked about the Celtics guys who have roster spots, most of the guys in the Lakers starting lineup, they've got roster spots as well, but that's not true of everybody on these squads. So we're going to see some guys competing out there tonight that are looking just to earn a place in a league somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you'll see sometimes too is occasionally guys will leave Summer League. This is not usually till we get to Vegas and we're a couple days in. And sometimes that happens because they land like a really nice contract overseas. Or even once in a while, guys get scooped up by another team's NBA team, and they go Summer League contracts outside of the players. Like I call them rostered players. So guys who already have NBA contracts, or guys who have like draft rights are owned by the team. Outside of those guys, these guys are all free agents, and they can just up and go if they want. Summer League contracts are non-binding. I remember at the old Orlando Summer League, we had a year Detroit and Denver were playing, and Denver had like no bigs because all their bigs were hurt. So like 5 minutes before tip-off, they traded one of Detroit's extra bigs to Denver, and he just literally ran, changed uniforms, and played. All right,
he just runs in, give me a jersey. It's like playing in your youth league. Well, we don't have enough, so we're going to give you this guy from our team.
Exactly.
No, that's Summer League for you, but it is its own environment. What about people with two-way contracts? Yeah, people with two-way contracts, they're there.
Yep.
They're there. Keith, what I've been doing is, in order to hand out the VIP passes, I've been doing trivia.
Okay.
So you see people asking for VIP during breaks in the game and stuff. We do a little bit of trivia. So if you have some trivia questions you want to ask, I've done a lot of Lakers stuff, but maybe we could do some Marvel trivia or whatever, and we could potentially give away some VIP passes here over on the playback side. I have a good one
for two-way.
Oh, I like it.
So we can do that.
Okay, hey, we'll do that first stoppage.
How do I watch on through playback? I gotta click this watch button? Is that right?
You can't see the game? Hang on. I will
have
fix
it on
that
my
for you.
TV, so I'm like there, but
Oh, the lob, the foul. I can fix that for you.
all right. Thanks.
I will take care of that. Okay. I got you set. Now, why don't you may need to refresh.
Okay.
And then all you need to do is click on start stage, and then you should be able to jump in. I should have taken care of that already for you.
Oh, hold on, might be here. Okay. I'll be right back.
Do you guys give out VIP? Yes, we do. We ask trivia questions in order to get the VIP awards out during stoppages in play. So next break in play, we're going to do a VIP question, and the correct answer will get a VIP. Once we run out of them, we're going to have to reset these things. And Keith's going to come back. The swing, Max Lewis. Oh, Max Lewis. Oh, no, Max Lewis. Such a nice move. Gets to the basket, but then can't finish at the bucket. It's 1-0 Boston right now. Keith, you see everything okay now?
Yeah, I'm good now. Yep.
All right, cool. Do I see reports the Lakers may do a 5 people for 1 trade? No. Where do you see that? I have not seen anything about that. Reset is in remove people's VIP access. Yeah, I mean we'll have to reset it eventually in order to have more trivia questions and all of that and all that kind of stuff. You'll still be able to win it back, of course. They've been talking about that for a week. No, I mean we've been talking about lopsided trades to try to open up a roster spot and potentially clear some salary. But 5 for 1 is pretty extreme. So I thought maybe there was something specific you had heard. I don't think there's a team out there that can take 5 players on right now. Foul on Castleton there, who contested at the rim on Keita. Nice spin there. Keita up and under. Keith, what do you think about this Woj tweet?
Yeah, I'm just looking at that right now.
I need to see the whole thing.
I don't know. I mean, I'm really not sure.
There's a story coming soon, so I'd imagine there's more context here. But one of the teams that tends to pay into revenue sharing, the Knicks, saying we don't like revenue sharing.
Pretty much it. Yeah, he's basically saying, "Hey, why should we support the others?" My guess,
right?
We've made the move to an NFL model. Well, it's the most popular sport in the country, so I think we're probably doing all right if that's the way it went.
Colin Castleton on the attack. Bronny James steps out of bounds on the sideline. There's a turnover for the Lakers. 3-2 Boston right now after a couple of free throws for Keita on the other end.
So anybody who knows the Celtics side of things, Baylor Shireman is I don't know if Bryce and I talked about this when we did the draft review. But Shireman is he played like 1 season of high school football and set like every passing record in Nebraska.
Wow.
High school football history. Yeah, for single season. So that's like one of the things the Celtics have talked about a lot with him is they really like his passing. But even before they drafted anybody with the 30th pick, Brad Stevens said, we're going to whoever this is going to spend a lot of time in the G League. Like this is a hard rotation to crack.
That makes sense. Oh, there's the lob. The Lakers defense falls asleep, and it's 8-2 Boston. Lakers, they have struggled to score the basketball so far in Summer League. Just a lot of missed open shots. We saw that again here. Was that Shireman that came off and shot that 3?
Shireman was the one who set up the pass to Keita. There's number 55. Peterson is the other white guy. It's number 13. He's a USC kid. Drew Peterson. He went to USC.
Inbound here. Looked at Castleton. They get it to Castleton. 16 on the clock. Remember, 10-minute quarters in Summer League. Oh, Castleton denied. Denied again. Twice at the rim. Castleton can't finish. And a lob the other way, and Castleton can't stop that. Not a good sequence for Colin Castleton. 10-2. Start for Boston here. Here comes Dalton Connect. Turns it over. Looked like Connect wanted to try to find Castleton on the pass. All right. Here come the Lakers.
And when we're ready, that full Woj story is out, so I'll take a look at that.
Okay. Yeah, take a look at that and let us know your thoughts there. Bronny James gets the ball deflected there.
Refresh here. I will be right back.
Okay. Lakers trail 10-2. And right now, all of the things that have plagued the Lakers Summer League so far, not being able to contest enough at the rim, not finishing shots, getting denied at the bucket, missing open attempts. We've seen all of those things play out so far in the start to this game. Long way to go, of course. We're just at the beginning here, but not a great start for the Lakers. Asking as a channel member, will there ever be a time to invite non-members to experience what benefits are for signing up? Invite non-members to experience what benefit? Oh, into like a members-only live show? Yeah, we may do something like that. I'll have to figure out how to make it work. Was rumored there was a 3-team trade between the Lakers, Bulls, and Jazz. Have you guys heard of it? What were the details of it? And I guess where was the sourcing from? Is usually something that you got to wonder this time of year.
Yeah, that's nothing I've heard. I mean, the Bulls they would like to move Vooch or Levine, but we haven't heard anything else beyond that.
Tam, that would be the idea. Have members in the audience. I would just have to be able to share the link with them, which I could do it. Castleton turns it over. And it's a 4-on-1 break for Boston, and it gets deflected. Good play there by Bronny defensively. But yikes, Lakers. Offense, what is happening? Bronny read that well, got up. That's that 6'7" wingspan coming into play right there. Deflecting the pass, knew exactly what the offense was going to try to do. Bronny read that well. Walsh can't quite score there at the rim, but gets to the free throw line. 10-2 and more points coming here for Boston. More on Dolan. Due to revenue pooling, you are guaranteed to neither be a success nor a failure. Of course, to get there, the league must take down the successful franchises and redistribute to the less successful. The new media deal goes a long way towards accomplishing that goal. I'm curious if there is a difference in the revenue sharing. I'm curious about that. If something changed in the revenue share with the new CBA, there's nothing as far as I know. Dalton Connect for 3? No, that rims out. Lakers offense still asleep here. 11-2 Boston. Good find. Castleton to connect. And there it is. The connection is made. 11-4. Keith is jumping back on. He's just trying to make it so we can see the game. Do I think this can cause a lockout? No, I mean, it's going to be a while till the new CBA is up. That's what causes a lockout, when they can't come to an agreement on a new collective bargaining agreement. And there's a 3 for Boston. And a turnover by Forrest. Keith is still trying to get in so that he could see the game. He's struggling with that. We'll see if we can get him back in here. Almost halfway through the quarter, and the Lakers have scored twice. Yikes. This offense has been a problem for them throughout Summer League. There's missing open shots, not getting, there's an air ball for Boston, but they get the offensive rebound. That's been another problem, giving up offensive rebounds in Summer League. There's a turnover. Dalton Connect gets the steal. He's got a defender chasing him down, and that's another problem the Lakers have had, getting blocked at the rim. Dalton Connect gets blocked there. 14-4, Boston lead. How long have I been working with Keith? I've known Keith for probably 7 years now. Something like that. Another miss. Forrest in the trees. I had to. And a Max Lewis turnover. My goodness. And there's a turnover going the other way. This is Summer League basketball, folks. Good find. Colin Castleton gets the dunk. 14-6. Here's Forrest looking right through those green trees. Finds Colin Castleton. Thumbs down, dad jokes. Oh, come on. Dad jokes are the best. Blake Hinson into the game. Let's see if he can get his three-point shooting going. Shot really well for the Lakers the first game of Summer League. Has not shot well since. He is a really good three-point shooter, though. Let's see if that can come back around here and he can have a bounce-back game. All right. Here we go. Lakers bringing the ball up. Castleton had the ball for had the look for a minute in the middle. Hinson, he gets blocked. 14-6, still 6 seconds on the clock here. Dalton Connect is going to have to create something on his own. He drives, gets contact, gets fouled. Better Blake than never. I like it. I'll allow that. Castleton catches the ball in the... Oh, did Teoscar win it? I love it. And another turnover for the Lakers. Teoscar won the home run derby, huh? Nice. All right.
I don't know what's going on with it, but it's good. I have it on the TV, so we're good. We're synced up.
Here, try it now and see if that gets it. It's 16-6. Dane Johnson takes timeout. Lakers down 10. Not playing well.
Well, There we go. Halfway through the first quarter, I'm in.
You found it? All right.
Yep.
Cool.
We're good now. We're all synced up and everything.
All right. So you said you've got a trivia question. Let's do it. Let's give out a VIP status award here.
All right. So in the DeMar DeRozan sign and trade from the Bulls to the Kings, the Spurs were also involved. There was a two-way player traded in that trade, Raekwon Gray, to satisfy the touch rules. He was traded from the Spurs to the Bulls and since waived. He was the second two-way player ever to be traded. Does anybody know who the first one was?
Oh, the first two-way player ever to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
The chat. Is it Keita?
It's not Keita. Nope. It's not Bronny.
Bronny's not even a two-way player.
Nope.
The first two-way player ever to be traded.
I will say, I'll give a hint because that was kind of hard. It was in the first year that two-way contracts existed.
Ooh.
And then I can give another hint too, if people need it.
I mean, to give you guys reference, the Lakers' first ever two-way contract was Alex Caruso. So think back that far.
And to be clear, this player was traded while on a two-way contract.
PJ Dozier?
Nope.
Castleton finds Dalton Connect, who gets blocked. It was not Caruso.
Nope, not Caruso.
Not only do I not know, I have a feeling I will have no idea who this player is when you say the name on a two-way.
All right, I'll give another hint. He was traded from Raekwon Gray was the second one traded. Somebody just asked that. He was the second guy traded while on a two-way contract. He was traded from the Dallas Mavericks.
We got somebody who tried Ryan Arcidiacono.
Nope.
Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't think he was ever on two-way.
Nobody, huh?
I mean, you can see the answers, right?
Yeah, I can see him in the chat. Okay. We got one.
Somebody got it?
Insidious Jonathan Motley was the first ever two-way player traded.
Wait, is it? I thought he was in WWE.
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. Are The Rock and Stone Cold still in a feud? Is DX still a thing against the Nation?
That's you ready?
Like where I finished.
All right, why Insidious got it?
Yep.
All right, there we go.
Cool. Want a cool fact while we wait for these free throws about Jonathan Motley?
Sure.
He ended Orlando Summer League, like the championship game of Orlando Summer League in its final year, went into overtime, and Jonathan Motley hit a made a layup to end it. That was it, because it was sudden death. So he made a layup and ended it. So
and that was the end. And that was the Orlando Summer League played in that tiny gym with basically like no room for spectators.
Yep. Yeah, there were seats on one side.
Yeah.
And there was like 3 rows of seats. Yep. And I miss it so much. Because it was nice to be able to go to Summer League and then go home and sleep in my own bed.
That would be nice. Kate, there's just proof. We need to move to Vegas. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. 9 billion degrees out there, but it was
I lived in the desert for a while. You get used to it. It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
I won't ask any harder trivia questions on that. I just thought that was fun because we were talking a little bit.
That was
contracts. Somebody asked me about Jordan Walsh. It's been a long time with Maine. Last year looked okay at times. He had a rough first game out here where you hope, right, you would see him step forward as a second year player. Second rounder. He's gonna have to figure stuff out. He's got good size. People really like him, but yeah, I you know I like him. It's just he's got a long way to go.
And we've got I think that's Moses Brown out there. Blake Hinson for 3. No, again, has not shot the ball well. Brown checked in. He can't hit that shot either. And that's the way the Lakers have generally shot in Summer League so far. A lot of misses. 18-8. Brown hangs on to the rebound there, just barely. East hits it. Pretty sure he was facing west, but he hit that shot. 18-10.
Yeah,
155 to play in the first.
Moses Brown threw up that one putback, like weirdly lefty, and he's not a lefty.
He's been kind of like weirdly. It's a good way to describe Moses Brown. He does things weirdly in general out there.
Celtics
every
fans
once in a while you see something, you go, oh yeah, that guy is 7'2", and then sometimes it doesn't look like it.
Celtics fans were super fired out. He fired up about him. He was part of the trade, the Al Horford trade to get him back from Oklahoma City, and then he ended up getting moved off to Dallas. But people were all fired up when I used to work over at Celtics blogger guy Adam Taylor spent like a whole day like breaking down video clips and everything of Moses Brown, and then he got traded like 2 weeks later.
Well, hopefully people enjoyed it. That's all it takes, though. I mean, the shelf life of stuff in our world is non-existent. So they may have still, enjoyed that, moved on.
Was that
another missed shot for the Lakers?
No, I thought that was Meta World Peace. 37. Wasn't that his number?
Yeah, 37. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Connect. East. South. Comes Moses Brown. Oh! Moses Brown is 7'2". With the left hand, Keith. He slams it down.
That's it. Maybe he is a lefty now. Switched hands.
Yeah.
Thompson style.
Who else was it? Didn't somebody else do it recently?
Mason Plumlee.
Plumlee. That's right. Keith, it is a little known fact that that I play basketball with my offhand.
Oh yeah? I didn't know
do.
That.
Yeah. I'm completely left-handed at basketball.
I eat left-handed and I play hockey left-handed. I don't
play hockey left-handed. That's interesting.
Yeah, it feels very weird. And I golf left-handed. Poorly. Very, very
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. And I golf lefty and cross hands, like holding a baseball bat. It's which is
okay. That's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Terrible. So.
Blurry says I carry groceries left-handed.
Yeah,
there you go.
I do that too. I think I have a kid now, so that's what kids carry, the groceries.
19-14. 50 seconds left in the quarter. East trying to pressure on the defensive side of the ball here. Here comes the screen. Moses Brown stays in drop. The open three. No. Dalton Connect. Good rebound from him.
That's Davison's issue. That keeps him from probably being a
2 for 1. Oh, nice. Connect 3. Dalton Connect from deep. Might as well been a 4-pointer.
That was a deep one too. Yeah, that was a good pull because he got the 2 for 1 too.
Yeah,
good situational awareness.
Anyway, I'm sorry, you were talking about Davison.
Yeah, Davison. What keeps him from being an NBA backup point guard is he can't shoot like at all. So he's ridiculously athletic. He's like 6'3" and played small forward on Alabama's team. His last year there. So he is really, really good. He just can't shoot. but incredibly athletic. So if the shot comes around, he probably makes it as a backup eventually. But
that's a big if.
Yeah.
19-17, end of one, 2-point game. Dalton Knecht hitting the big three to bring this thing a little bit closer, maybe make this a bit more exciting. Good finish to the quarter there. For the Lakers, good start for the Celtics. They kept getting Queta on those lobs, got him on a few. And there was Shireman hitting that three coming off the curl there. All right.
Jack Agnew said, would you be able to do this if it was finals? Absolutely not.
No, we would both be insane.
Yeah. I don't even know if we'd talk that entire
we would just sit here and be angry with each other. All right, let's do some more trivia here. Let's do some more trivia. Let's go. I'm thinking about, let's go something Marvel. Let's go Marvel. Let's go Captain Marvel. What was the motto of Captain Marvel's Air Force unit?
Oh, I like it.
What was the motto of Captain Marvel's Air Force unit? That boy Rizzy already has VIP, but I believe he got it. Higher, farther, faster, right? There it is. Great power comes great responsibility.
That's Uncle Ben.
That's Uncle Ben. Come on. All right, there's one. We've got somebody that got it that doesn't have VIP. We'll hook him up. Hook him up with that VIP. Keith, do you have a Marvel question?
Let's see. Let me think of one.
Okay.
I don't know the comics. Sorry, somebody's saying to go comics. I never really read the comics very much. I was never against them, but man, I forget how quickly they get right back to play.
Yeah, they're like, let's keep these games moving.
Yeah.
And there's a dunk.
Exactly. Yep.
For the Lakers. That's why like halftime, I believe, is 8 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I like too in the pavilion, they like create those little locker rooms for them on the sides.
Yeah.
Like they're not even real locker rooms.
They go fast. All right, here we go. We'll do some more trivia questions as we go. There's an open corner three for Boston, knocked down, 22-19. Oh, gosh. Keith, are you excited for Deadpool? I mean, who isn't excited for Deadpool?
Yeah, we have our tickets 11 a.m. That front office Friday is going to have to be a late one. Because
I will be just getting back, like traveling back from my trip then. So I don't even know that may have to be a Keith only front office Friday there.
Yeah. So that'll be later than usual. We're going 11 a.m. My daughter and I. So.
You bought Rizzy. You bought 3 showings on Thursday. You're going to see it 3 times.
Whew, that's crazy.
Or are you like scalping some tickets there?
I like to go twice usually in the theater. I love going to the movies. Like it's one of my favorite things. So
floater missed there. Moses Brown caught the rebound because he kind of had to on that one because it hit him.
Hit him in the head.
Yeah. Moses Brown went with the left hand again. Misses it, but there's a whistle.
So number 38 for the Celtics, the guy who just got beat off the dribble on that replay. That's Killian Tilly. People might remember him, played for Gonzaga and then had a couple years in the NBA. Has not played in a couple years due to injuries, but he's trying to get back. And he joined Boston for Summer League.
One of a few guys that has a little bit more experience, but trying to battle his way back in. Remember, I think it was last year. Didn't like Kenneth Faried play?
Yeah. Yep.
Every once in a while, you get a guy like that.
Yeah, you do see some of these guys. Yep.
Did y'all grow up with comics? I did. I grew up mostly on Marvel comics, and not so much DC. But I did read some DC ones. What changed? Why does the NBA appreciate centers now? Talking about, oh man, deep three.
Drew Peterson.
Wow. 27-21. Why has the center market changed so much this summer, Keith? We've talked a lot about it, but is there a sense of why it's been such a shift?
This guy said we both grew up with black and white TVs. We did have a black and white TV in the house, but we had a color TV.
I may have had one too.
Yeah, I'm not that old.
30-21 now.
I think things go in cycles. Like I think what happens in the NBA is it looks like we're not going to see, bigs play for a while. It's all going to be all small ball. And then eventually things course correct. And then you get some guys back and you go back into the bigs. I think we're also in a spot now where the bigs they're just better. Like there's a lot of really good centers now in the league. And you're kind of in a spot where if you don't have one, you're probably going to struggle a little bit.
I think too, we're starting to see there's more nights on the calendar where you're like, man, I need a big body to deal with that guy. Whether it's, Jokic or Embiid or Nurkic or Şengün or, any of the names that you want to throw in there. I mean, hell, even, DeAndre Ayton to a degree. I mean, there's a number of guys out there now. Whereas a few years ago, maybe you didn't have quite as many of these, dominant forces out there. Obviously to varying degrees of dominance, but players that you have to account for on the defensive end and where they're going to punish you if you put a small on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
I agree with this, Keith. I hope the NBA does the FIBA rules with goaltending. I've been saying that for years. We've been wanting that.
Yeah, it just makes it easier on everybody. Like it's easier on the players, it's easier on the officials. And people think that it's going to lead to like all of a sudden no one will ever score. That's not true. It's like teams still score plenty. You can't just openly goaltend shots, but it's just once the ball hits the rim, you can take it off the rim. So
people get confused and they think that means Wemby can just stand there and just deny every shot that comes in on the way down. No, it's once it touches the rim, it's live.
Yep. And you can't like go through the rim to knock it out or anything like that. It just, I don't know. It just cleans it up a lot easier.
Why do we think they won't? Just because it's something that's been talked about forever.
Yeah.
I think still hasn't happened.
And the NBA the NBA likes to go the other way. They want to force FIBA to adopt their style versus them adopting FIBA's style.
Max Lewis, step back three. 32-29, Boston.
He's hit a couple threes.
Yeah. See, Colin Castleton forced to defend on the perimeter. Can he move his feet? Nope, he can't. Oh, 3 Lakers there, and the Celtics get the offensive rebound. That is typically the Celtics don't punish the Lakers on that one. Oh, but it's a foul on Castleton, I believe, there. Yeah, Keith, this is something we talk about a lot on our shows. Offensive rebounds are particularly damaging in today's NBA because they tend to lead to open threes. That's what you tend to give up off of an offensive rebound. So such a critical stat, probably even more so than it used to be because of how damaging in today's NBA a wide open three is.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the challenge with offensive rebounds too is if you can't control the glass, you give up a couple of them. It's just you see shoulders start to slump, guys start to feel bad about it, and then it just all kind of falls apart from there. So yeah, that's tough.
Mamba Mentality over on YouTube. Scoreboard is not working. It doesn't work on these summer league games. Again, this is all being run through playback. Dante said, Trev, do you think Austin Reeves is expendable if Connect keeps playing at a high level? Not really. They're totally different players. Like Austin can be your primary ball handler, and Connect is always going to be, or at least projects to be, more of an off-ball guy. So I get you could argue that either of them could play the two, but what they provide on the offensive end as well as the defensive end is very, very different. So I don't look at Connect as an Austin Reeves replacement in terms of who he's competing with for role. He'd be more competing with like a Max Christie, perhaps like a Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, those guys who could play the three. essentially Taurean Prince's role from last season as kind of that backup 2-3 to come into the game. That's really what I see anyway, Connect doing, rather than be coming in as a primary ball handling option.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Hawk said, I don't think Austin can be a primary ball handler. I just don't think he showed that last season, at least not yet. And that's fair. I know that it's something that he wants to do at some point. We've seen it in stretches. I know he's had some good games, some bad games with it, sometimes struggled to deal with pressure, but he does have pretty good vision for a guard. We'll see. Is he a true point guard? He's more of a combo. So we'll see exactly what that looks like. Austin's a better secondary guy. Honestly, I probably agree that he's probably a better secondary creator than primary creator right now. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he is a total not an option at all to be a primary creator, at least for stretches of a game, if not as a starter. (32-29), Boston lead right now. Whoop, almost a turnover there. With AD's recent play with a formidable big in the Olympics, do you think the priority really shifts to acquiring a big rather than go for the Jeremy Grants, perhaps focus on like a Walker Kessler, Wendell Carter? I mean, we've been talking about their need for a big for a while. They need to find somebody, just a big physical presence. JJ Redick talked about it recently too in an interview with Sirius.
Yeah, I think you want like that one bruiser type that can kind of, when you're going against Embiid or like even like a guy like Valanciunas or somebody, like just to limit it so AD doesn't have to take that kind of pounding. I'm against those guys. Like that guy's just not on the roster right now.
Bronny went for the steal there, couldn't quite get in, winds up committing the foul. 32-29, free throws coming to Boston, 4:29 to play in the second quarter. Drummond did get re-signed.
He went to Philly.
Yeah, okay, signed. Sorry. Yeah. Signed, you're right. Yep. Did get signed, but he got signed for $5 million.
Yep, per season.
Right. 2-year deal?
Yep. Yeah, to your point on that rebounding, Boston has 8 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and that's been a problem that has plagued the Lakers throughout Summer League. Is just they've got Max Lewis at the 4, and that's not enough there. And Castleton still can get pushed around a bit.
Yep. They have 6 of their own offensive rebounds. So,
Max Lewis to take the left-handed finish, 33-31. How do I really feel about Bronny? I feel like he gets over-scrutinized. I've never expected him to come in and be an NBA player. I always expect him to be in the G League and spend a lot of time there developing. I think he's shown some good things on the defensive end of the floor. And there's my thoughts on him. Like, I don't think he's a guy you're going to see play with the Lakers much this season. He's not there. He's not at that level, nor did I ever expect him to be.
I bet they, in that first couple weeks of the season before the G League season starts, I bet they get him and LeBron on the floor together early, get it over with, because otherwise JJ Redick's just going to get asked about it constantly
all the time
until it happens. So might as well get it over with, be done, and then you can move on. And, people like he's the 55th pick. I don't care. People can scream about the nepotism stuff or whatever. That part I don't really care about. 55th pick's going to play in the G League. Like, that's just the reality. Give it time, and you'll let them play in the G League and go from there.
There's another offensive board for Boston. Turns into, as we were just talking about, an open 3. They were able to knock that one down. Connect attempted a 3 on the previous possession, but it was a good contest, and he came up short. Max Lewis, he knocks it down. We were hoping to see Max Lewis take a step forward here in Summer League, and it's been hit or miss, but so far more hit than miss in this one.
13 points, 3 for 5 from 3. It's good. Good to see.
And here's another defensive board not controlled by the Lakers. Boston comes away with it.
Jack asked, as a Celtics fan, am I more worried about the Knicks or Philly? The Knicks.
I would agree with that too.
Yeah, it's just I don't know that Philly's going to be healthy when it matters, and I think until they beat the Celtics, I'm just not going to worry about
it. Smokey over on YouTube asks, Keith, I was saying to Trevor earlier, Nick Richards would be a great pickup for the Lakers. Plus, I think next year his contract is partially guaranteed. How do you feel about Nick Richards with the Hornets, Keith?
Yeah, if I'm the Hornets, I'm probably going to keep him, unless the Lakers get silly with an offer, which they probably won't do. Just because I think I think he can really help them. And Mark Williams hasn't proven that he can stay healthy. I was actually looking at the Hornets today. I'm starting to kind of piece everything together and get ready for the season now that most of the moves have been made. They're too deep in their rotation is really not too bad. It's not as bad as it seems like it's been in years past, provided everybody's healthy. It kind of all keys on LaMelo Ball being there. But yeah, I would keep Nick Richards and just kind of move forward with that. But it's that's a very attainable type of target for the Lakers, because that's a pretty easy move to make.
And that's really the type of move that I've been talking about. And maybe it won't be the big flashy name or whatever, but you just need somebody who can fill the role on a given night when the situation calls for it, which is not going to happen every single night. It's not every night that you're going to need that big out there. So, but we'll see what they can do. Like we've talked about it a bit on Front Office Show, Basketball Bulletin, that the trade market is partially frozen here by the Lauri Markkanen situation. There's a steal for Max Lewis, and we'll see what happens with that. That trade there may unlock that. There's Austin.
Somebody on YouTube, Chris on YouTube, asked, am I up past my bedtime? Yes. 100%. Especially summertime bedtime. And then does Ron Harper Jr.'s contract count towards the 20-man roster limit? It's actually 21 now. They added it when they added the third two-way. They took it up 21, and yes, it does, because he's been signed to a training camp deal.
There's a missed three for the Lakers. They get the offensive board, though. Fortunate bounce, but then they turn it over. Austin does not, he is much more comfortable than he used to be, but he is not someone who enjoys being in the spotlight much.
Yeah, you could tell he's still like a small town kid.
Yep.
Right? Like he's, that'll probably never change. When does the new TV deal affect the cap? Next season. But it goes up 10%.
10%.
That's the cap on the cap, I guess, if you will. So
that's the cap smoothing, as it were, that they declined last time this became a thing.
Yep. And we know what that turned into.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're going to say KD to the Warriors, and I'm
KD to the Warriors, indeed.
Timothy Mozgov.
What was so funny about that is, you remember that summer, like some of those dollar amounts, people were running around going, "Oh my God, this is too much money," and then people started saying, "Oh no, it's but the cap is increasing. We have to change. The cap is increasing. We have to change the way that we're thinking." And I was sitting here looking at Luol Deng and Timothy Mozgov, and I'm like, but still, that's not good.
Yeah,
this is still too much.
No, it's funny. I don't know if you even know this. Neither one of those guys made it to the end of those contracts.
That's right.
Because Mozgov medically retired.
That's right. Man, that was when we talk about, please just do. We got so many Lakers fans right now saying, just do something, get something done. Ooh, that's what desperation looks like. When you have a GM that is desperate to save his job and feels like they have to do something. Then you had a first-time head coach, Luke Walton, who came in and signed off of it. What was Luke gonna say? No.
Yeah.
He was like 2 days on the job. That was bad. All kinds of bad.
I know when I was having trouble getting connected, someone was asking like how long we've known each other. And we knew each other before a little bit, but when we started really doing stuff together was that it was a lot about like, how do the Lakers work around Luol Deng's contract? Is that going to screw up signing LeBron James? See, that's the one Bronny needs to make. That corner three, like wide open corner three, that he's got to.
And he airballed it there.
Yeah.
And here's the lob. Oh, he did not execute that very well. 44-34. Celtics lead. Forrest thought he was thrown to some trees. He was not. Yeah, we count back on the Front Office Show YouTube channel. What's it been now? 3 years that the channel's existed?
Yeah, I think so. We're at 600 something shows, I think. Total.
Jesus.
So let's see.
Let's put it this way. Keith and I have known each other long enough that Keith was the guest on the 100th episode of the Lakers Nation podcast. Yeah, and we crossed the 1,000 plateau years ago. So that gives you an idea.
We are. Yeah. So the first one we ever did was, it was about Kemba Walker getting traded, and then bought out. That's on YouTube. We had done the podcast, I think, for a year plus, maybe.
Probably, yeah. Just the audio version of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. We figured it out the other day. It was like 600 some odd,
something like that
we had done.
For a little while there. We were even posting the audio version of the podcast on Lakers Nation's channel, and then we eventually started. We made Front Office Show its own channel, and then did that with it. There's Jaylen Brown.
Let's see. Kemba Walker traded. What are the Celtics up to? That was on. Where can I see the date here? June 18th, 2021. So a little over 3 years ago.
All right.
Yeah. Trip down memory lane.
That's right.
Kemba is, he's working for the Hornets now.
Yeah.
Working for Charles Lee.
Dalton Connect trying to defend on the perimeter here. This has been a big question mark about his game. Did okay there, but gives up the three.
He was right
get scored on.
He was on it though.
He was. Yeah, he contested just fine. You can kind of see it. He just doesn't quite like get down low enough in a stance, and that could just be a hip flexibility thing or
I think he's going to have to be a forward to start out with. Like I can't see him playing a lot. Because teams will kind of find him out on the perimeter.
47-34.
13 seconds. I'll answer the Disney question.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're almost there at halftime. 13.6 seconds left.
They're showing Jared Greenberg and Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford's really good at this. Really good.
He is.
I hope whatever the new world is after TNT doesn't have games that he's still doing it.
Another three.
Yeah, that was
suddenly the threes have started falling for Boston. Now it's 50-34. The Lakers have also had a habit of doing this, falling apart at the end of quarters and giving up a bunch of buckets. 50-34 heading into halftime. Keith, I think you had a Disney question you wanted to get to.
Yeah, somebody said, what's the funniest thing that I've ever seen? So when I worked for Disney, when I worked in the parks, I worked, I can show everybody here. It's off camera. This is my hat from when I was a train conductor at Disney. So I worked on the steam train at Magic Kingdom in Florida. People would they lose their minds. So they come and they just they check their brains when they walk in. And they people would come in, and in Florida, when you go up on the train station, it's up on a raised platform on Main Street. Go up there and you look out, and you can see Bay Lake, which is the lake you cross to come into the park. The parking lot's on the other side. And it had rained pretty hard. We get afternoon rainstorms just about every day in the summertime. It had rained really hard, and this lady came up. She started like screaming and yelling at her family. And then she's like screaming at me, and I was like, "What is happening? What is going on?" She's like, my car, the parking lot flooded." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "The parking lot flooded." And I was like, "That's not a that's the lake. Like you
That's
either
not
took
the parking lot, lady.
You either took the monorail over or you took the ferry boat over." And she was like, "No, I walked right in from the parking lot." And I was like, "You didn't, because that's over a half mile away." So that's just weird. There's a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, you see a lot of crazy stuff. People would working on the steam train was tough because people would jump off like.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, like you'd be going down the back stretch of the thing, and they're real trains. Like these are actual steam trains. So yeah, but I could tell Disney stories for days, and nobody wants to hear those. 20 plus years there.
There you go.
If people really want to like Disney stories like that, there's 2 books called Fantasyland, and then it's I think called Fantasyland 2. That you can look up, and this guy wrote like a bunch of stories from like when Disneyland first opened, and then did an updated version, and then he wrote one about the Florida parks called Reality Land, which is also pretty cool. Those are 2 really, really good books to read.
Over on YouTube, Justine, I don't control the scoreboard. That comes with playback, and that's something that they don't have that for summer league games. For regular season games, they'll have them, especially the ESPN games and such, but they don't have it for summer league games. I don't control the scoreboard on here. I'm sure that's something that they will add, but at some point, but that's not in my control. Somebody asked me what I think about Bronny and not being involved on the offense. I mean, he's more of a spot up guy right now. I think people look at him and think he's this point guard, this primary ball handler. I just don't think that's really what he is.
I think that's if he's going to be a real rotation player, he's going to have to be able to do that more. But yeah, I think it's going to take time.
Yeah.
Who did Batman have a kid with? I didn't know Batman had a kid.
Oh, wasn't it Talia al Ghul? Am I right? I'm guessing, by the way.
Yeah,
I am right. Wow.
Well done.
We do need to do a trivia question here. Let's go. We could go Marvel.
Yes, I only do NBA stuff now.
Somebody's already answering Mjolnir. Let's go with Chris Hemsworth had very little acting experience when he got the part of Thor. His biggest role to that point was what in another sci-fi franchise?
I don't even know this one.
Star Trek is correct.
Oh, yeah, I do remember him in Star Trek.
He was in the start for just at the very beginning. I'm pretty sure. Again, it's been years since I've seen this movie, but I'm pretty sure he played Captain Kirk's dad, who like passes away at the beginning of the movie in a crash. And that's about all the biggest thing he had been in at that point. And then he got the part of Thor.
I think
and Tom Hiddleston auditioned for Thor, the guy who became Loki.
Yeah. I think it was I don't think it was a crash. I think they got, wasn't it like the Romulans attacked them?
Oh, maybe that was it.
I think that's what it was. And then like they released, like he stayed to go down with the ship.
Dante said, Bronny looks out of place in the pros. LeBron should have made him go back to college. This is a disgrace how he looks on the court, an utter embarrassment. It's summer league.
That's a little rough. Yeah.
Let's relax on that. Now, I will say, I thought he needed to go back to college for one more year.
Agreed.
I thought that was going to be the best thing for him, was going back to college and developing for another year. They chose to have him develop in the NBA, in the G League, and go that path. There's arguments for or against either way. My preference was that he'd go back to college, whatever college he was going to go to, that he'd go back and he spend another year in the college game to develop. That was what I was hoping he would do. He didn't take that path, but I mean, I think it probably would have helped him.
Yeah. I think Bronny needed to have a normal summer to like get everything figured out where he could just work on his game. That's now going to happen in the NBA as opposed to happening like in college. But yeah, I like as long as he gets a summer to work on his game, it'll all come together for whatever it's going to be.
Somebody said, Keith, more Disney stories. Did you ever see any like fights that had to be broken up at Disneyland, that type of stuff? All the time?
So where I worked, so the trains were part of Main Street, so I also would work parades, and parades were the worst. No one ever wanted to work the parade audience control. And I had a lady like grab me and like rip my shirt because I went and like picked up her daughter when she was like running in front of a parade float.
Oh my gosh.
With the characters. And then the mom's like, don't touch my kid. And I'm like, she would have got run over. Yeah, people get crazy, man. People get absolutely nuts. And like you would tell them, like, don't like Christmas is a nightmare because Christmas is like here in Florida, it's like 80,000 people in the park on Christmas Day. So it's just like you can't move. People don't listen. You try to keep walkways open, and it's people. I've watched guests swing on each other and fight, and it was. I never got it because I'm like, man, you paid a lot of money to come here just to get yourself arrested and kicked out. But
there's, I mean, part of it is people are on limited sleep because they're getting there super early to rope drop and all that stuff. They're exhausted. So they're just like the emotions are ramped up. You're cranky. You're frustrated because you're in this cramped environment and everything. And then that's where things can get out of hand sometimes.
Yeah.
The happiest place on earth. And suddenly they're throwing punches.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I paid, do you know how much I paid to come here? Like, yeah. So just enjoy it. Like, don't act crazy. But it happens. Somebody on YouTube very passionately says trade Johnny Davis. Yeah, I mean, sure, but
Keith or Trevor, at what point do you sit, connect, or read from The Office? Because we've seen from the Rockets. Wow, I had the TV show on the brain apparently. Yeah. At what point do you sit these guys? Because we've seen enough. We do see that happen with guys. They play a couple of summer league games and then they get shut down. What are your thoughts on that? Especially, I think Reed Shepherd to a higher degree than Dalton Knecht because he's been so good.
Yeah, I think probably another game or two for Reed Shepherd. And then Knecht, I think it's also he played the earlier games, right, in California. So I think that becomes at a point of, how much do you want to push a guy to keep playing all summer long and let him get off his feet a little bit and get ready before training camp starts. That was bad.
Yeah. And as we say it, Knecht throws a pass out of bounds.
Did not connect.
Are we ever going to have front office memberships like on Lakers Nation? We need to have something to provide, I think, for our channel members on front office that we can consistently do. Like, I need to get better about doing extra stuff for the channel members. We do our weekly members only live shows for Lakers Nation, but I need to do more members check-ins and stuff like that I was doing quite a bit during the year. Things get so crazy the last week of June and the first couple of weeks of July. I'm going to be able to get more focused on that kind of stuff here in the coming weeks.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
Glad both guys get up.
You never like seeing that when a guy goes to stop and their foot slides out. Yeah. You're always just bracing for something bad there.
Hey, you know what they were talking about earlier? I don't know if you were watching. You know how they do like they'll do summer league highlights and stuff. They did a whole thing about the earthquake night.
Oh yeah. the Zion night.
Yeah.
And that was the Kawhi Leonard, Paul George night with the Clippers.
Yep. You and I watched Zion together that night.
That's right.
Ragdoll.
No. I was not in town yet.
Oh,
I came in. I flew in the next morning.
I don't remember who I was with then. I thought it was you. I remember. We watched Zion, and then Zion left and wasn't going to come back in. So I went over to the other gym to watch the game over there. Chris Haynes came over, was sitting with me. It was me, Chris Haynes, and Trista Crick. I'm an East Coast kid. I lived in California very briefly, but we had two very small earthquakes when I was there. And the earthquake happened, and I was like, what is going on? And Chris, being a California guy, was like, this is an earthquake. Literally grabs my laptop, throws it in my backpack, and he's like packing me up. And I'm like, what? He goes, we got to get out of here. Go, go, go. And I'm like, all right, if he's freaking out, like, let's get out of here. We got to go. So
that was a crazy night for sure. Dalton Connect gets blocked here.
It looked like he hit
his head or something at the end. Hopefully he's all right.
Guessing he's okay.
Yeah. The body language of the guys on the floor that we do see doesn't look like anybody's down. Yeah, he's back up. Who won free agency? Who do you think won the summer so far, Keith?
Philly and OKC, I think.
Oh, was that a Bronny deep three there? Air ball?
Yeah, it was in a shot clock though. So.
Right. Philly, I think, is a good pick. OKC, I mean, those are probably the two most obvious ones, just given that, Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, and then Philly getting Paul George. Philly capitalizing on the room that they had been hoarding for a bit here.
Yeah.
That was big. There was always the chance that they weren't going to get anybody, and still they wound up getting Paul George, so they'll certainly take that. Who do you think had an underrated summer? And maybe this should be a bigger conversation on the front office show, but who do you think had an underrated summer?
I like Golden State did well. With filling out depth with Kyle Anderson and DeAnthony Melton and Buddy Hield. I thought those were really nice moves. We'll see if they're done or not. I thought the Clippers did okay with replacing Paul George, as I've like to use the Moneyball comment. They replaced him in the aggregate. And I thought they did okay with that, with Batum and Derek Jones Jr. And it seems like they're Jake Fisher had a note on Chris Dunn, still saying that's still gonna get done, no pun intended.
Along with the Westbrook trade.
Yeah. I don't understand what's happening with the Westbrook thing. If he's going to the Nugget, my guess is the Nuggets don't want to acquire him for $4 million. They'd rather just get him on a veteran minimum.
After a buyout or something.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. So we'll see.
That's interesting. I mean,
it's just tough.
Apologies to any Russell Westbrook stands that are still hanging around, but that's not a great sign if a team doesn't even want Russell Westbrook on a $4 million contract.
Because they have that Reggie Jackson TPE that they could use to just bring him into. But my guess is because they are, let me pull it up. They're $6.5 million over the luxury tax already. You take on $4 more million, now you're $10 million over the luxury tax, and that starts to get to a point where it's like, all right, where are we going with this? So, yeah, my guess is they're trying to hold out and see if the Clippers will just buy him out. And honestly, if you're going to play that game of chicken, they're probably going to win, right? Because I don't think the Clippers will do that. Sharman deep.
By the way, it's 52-36 for anybody paying attention here. Dalton Connect loses the ball, but it's going to be Lakers ball out of bounds here. I think the chat is mentioning the Knicks. I think they did have a pretty good summer, especially with Jalen Brunson taking the pay cut that he did. But how about the Nets picking a direction and getting the return they did for Mikal Bridges?
Yeah.
If I'm a Nets fan, I feel so much better right now about the team than I did 3 weeks ago.
Yep. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, that team was stuck in the middle completely. They were never going to be more than a play-in tournament team, the way they were structured. So, yeah, I think them doing that, getting their picks back from the Rockets, then that absolute haul from the Knicks.
Yeah.
That's really good stuff for the Nets. And I mean, the Knicks did really well too to get Bridges and then Brunson on the contract. We talked a lot about Brunson today on Front Office Show. So, I think it's good.
What's a move that's underrated that you liked? Jack wants to know. I mean, we talked a lot about it, but I think Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is a great fit in Orlando.
Sure. Yeah, that was a really good one. I liked the team's in such a weird place, but I like the Jalen Smith signing for the Bulls just because he fits either way, whether they're rebuilding or they're trying to be good. I think Dario Saric, especially with Deron Holmes out for the season, I think Dario Saric is really going to help Denver quite a bit. It happened early, but Caruso to the Thunder, that's a really good pickup. I'm just scrolling through rosters because I'll forget somebody. I mean, I think the Bucks did well with very limited resources to get both Taurean Prince and DeLon Wright.
Sure, yeah.
Good pickups. For a complete upside flyer, James Wiseman of the Pacers for like very little guaranteed money.
Especially since they were losing Jalen Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What, Trevor, when's the earliest you would assume the Lakers make any kind of a trade or a signing? July 21st. July 21st, because that's the first day that I'll officially be on vacation. So that's when. That's just book it. That's when it's going to happen.
Somebody asked on the Front Office Show stream, do we own this show? That's kind of a complicated question. Kind of. But it's part of the bigger family.
Right. Dalton, connect. Can't connect. I am. I'm bringing my little my Rode wireless mics. I'm bringing it with you. The problem is, Keith, I got the drinks package on the cruise ship.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to.
No, if it's early in the day,
cruise ship internet is horrible too.
Dude, I posted something last year from a cruise ship. I got it done, but if it's early in the day, maybe. By mid-afternoon, I am not going to be in any shape to give any kind of analysis on anything. That is my plan.
Well, it might be a very highly rated episode.
That's true. That could be a great show. I don't know.
This is Trevor Lane from the Cayman Islands.
From the Cayman Islands. I like it.
A bunch of people asking questions about Tyus Jones and Luke Kennard. Yeah, Kennard seems like the Grizzlies are just trying to clear room. There was a couple different reports about him, about them moving Zaire Williams today. So
I saw that.
May end up happening, and then that probably clears the room for them to just get Kennard re-signed. They want to keep him. He wants to stay there, so that seems most likely to be how that one goes down. And then I think that was good defense. And then Tyus Jones. I really don't know. I'm starting to think, nice finish.
Dalton connect.
Yeah.
It's a nice finish.
Air connect.
Yeah, you think what happens with Tyus Jones?
I kind of think maybe he just goes back to Washington now.
Yeah.
Just, to take a, shorter term deal there, get paid for the season or two, and just play it out that way.
Bronny will be called up. This chat question says, power chat over on playback. Bronny will be called up for a Christmas Day game, create that father-son moment with the LeBrons.
Maybe.
It's a heartwarming, like a Christmas special. A very Bronny Christmas. Keith, I was thinking about this because the schedule's not out. It usually comes out mid-August.
Yep.
What do you predict will be the opening night matchups, and what do you think are going to be Christmas matchups?
It's going to be either Celtics Knicks or Celtics Philly.
I like those.
That'll be the opener because they'll do the rings and the banner and all that stuff. And then I don't know, maybe like I was gonna say Lakers Warriors, but
they've done that a bunch, but they might.
Yeah, maybe Lakers Mavs.
Blurry said Lakers OKC.
Yeah, I just don't know that OKC is that like opening night draw. Yeah, maybe. Probably Lakers and somebody. Because that'll be a more that like it was tough last year, right? Because Denver had to open later than they want to, time wise, because they're not a true West Coast team. So you could get that more true West Coast setup
Right.
this year. Yeah, they were talking about Christmas, and a bunch of people that forget which podcast it was I was listening to, and somebody said Warriors, Mavs, like Mavs at Golden State, Clay's return. Like that seems probably very likely.
Yeah, that would make some sense. When is the schedule released? Usually it's sometime around mid-August.
Yep.
That it comes out.
Yeah, we'll get towards the end of the month. We'll start getting a little bit of Christmas
Usually,
dates.
yeah, like a few games come out early, and then right. Dalton Connect, another good finish at the rim there, 60-40 now though. 3:30 to play in the third quarter.
Dalton Connect's working the finger roll game right now.
Yeah, had a couple in this quarter.
Jamius Ramsey, that's number 52 on Boston. He is like he's kind of been around the league.
Dalton Connect for three. Connect three.
Yeah, there it is. He's heating up. 16 points.
Yeah.
Ramsey's a guy who's been kind of like around the fringes of the NBA. He had a big first summer league game, and then Celtics fans were like, "We need to put this guy on the roster." And it's like it never fails, right?
Isn't that funny? Like people start asking about whether a guy should start and all kinds of stuff. They would just go too far with summer league.
Yep,
is a big gap, a big leap from summer league to the NBA.
Yep. Clippers new arena opening night. Yeah, maybe they're just not very good. I think that's the challenge there. A lot of questions about TNT. I mean, they've got this year and they still have the match capabilities, but we'll see. I don't think they're going to match the Charles said he's done. Like he definitely said he's done.
He's out
anywhere. And then I think Shaq and Kenny will both still show up somewhere and work. And Ernie said he won't leave Turner, which makes sense.
Trevor and Keith have become comfort food for Lakers and NBA fans. Appreciate y'all from Los Angeles. Thanks for the VIP. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate the kind words there. Happy to have you here. We enjoy coming on here and talking basketball. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. I woke up this morning like all fired up because I was like,
me too.
We got Team USA at lunchtime, and then I knew we were going to do the show. I knew we had a lot of stuff to catch up on, so I was like, that'll be fun. And then summer league all night. Like this is great.
Yeah. And you know what? Like the Team USA game this morning was just a blast. I mean, just watching the way Australia executed on the offensive end. Particularly, there were a few sets where they really had a lot of movement going on off ball. It was cool to see, and I thought a lot of their reads defensively in terms of how they handled the Anthony Edwards high pick and roll that the US was trying to run late in the game. They did really well there. So just from a pure basketball standpoint, it was really cool watching those two teams go after each other and some of the stuff that they were pulling off. And then summer league has its own charm. It is nowhere near, not even close to the same level of basketball, but you're seeing some young guys get kind of their first pro experience here in some cases, and that in and of itself is pretty cool.
Yeah, and if people are interested, I have been throughout all the games trying to watch some of all of these games. I've been taking notes and putting them up on the basketball bulletin the day after. About all the main kind of guys that we're keeping an eye on. Like mostly the roster guys or the guys who'll be around there. So, yep.
Okay. So there's a guy on here questioning like who I follow on Twitter and stuff. Here's the thing that's funny. Like, first of all, we don't talk politics on here because we're just here to talk basketball. But I get people on the left that are disappointed that I follow someone on the right, and then people that are on the right that are disappointed I follow someone on the left. Nobody notices that I follow both sides because I'm curious. I never say anything about what I think about politics or anything like that. I just find it interesting to see how different sides will try to spin things. So I've got people I follow on both sides, but what's funny is depending on what side you're on, you're going to get mad that I follow a certain person. And they never notice that, oh, he follows people on both sides of things.
Yeah, it's people just want to be mad.
Yeah.
Somebody said I'm a Lakers fan, low-key a Lakers fan too. Nope.
No, he's not.
No.
Make a politics channel. No, I wouldn't even want to do that.
Oh, God.
No, thank you.
Well, it's funny. I can say this. I have jokingly said to you multiple times, like we could probably blow up if we went down a certain path. One, it would just be so disingenuous because it's not who either one of us are. But like there are certainly people who do that, and they become like a character. I'm not a Red Sox fan. No.
Keith is the rare Boston Yankees fan.
Yep. And I did grow up in Boston. And I picked the Yankees when they were awful.
65-49 here, Celtics, after that dunk.
Yeah, Boston has been living on that lob play.
Yeah.
Cada. See, that's where like Connect and he waited too long to get into something, and then he could have pulled it back out and reset and really forced Brown to come set the screen.
Yeah,
versus pulling up. Those are like the little things that'll come, but these are good on-ball reps for him, good end of quarter reps for him because he's not going to get that, later in the year. So this is good for now for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of just getting the reps in here. And it's good experience. 65-49. We got 1 second left in the third.
Because we need this jump ball.
Because we definitely need a jump ball here. Would you be in favor of doing the possession arrow?
Yes, 100%.
You'd rather do that?
Jump ball. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. It's just dumb. It doesn't matter. Like I have heard people say, you should do it in the fourth quarter, and I'd be okay with that. Like if they wanted to do jump balls only in the fourth quarter, but in the rest of the game, no, just do the possession arrow, move along.
It's by that rationale, do you think there should be a clock on reviews?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And it should be the minute it hits, the monitors turn off, and it's immediately we're sticking with the call on the floor, and that's it. I'm all for getting it right, but we don't need to look at it 25 times.
No,
to get it right. So, Dream Team, Redeem Team, or this current team? Dream Team. Always
Dream
Team. That's
why
they're on the wall behind me. I mean, the Dream Team was like, I never.
Sorry, I've got something. When you finish, I've got something here.
I never imagined it would be like that, right? Like I never imagined seeing Bird and Magic and MJ all on the same team. Then with all the other guys that I like, that was just. It was also the perfect age. I was like 14 that summer, so like that was like it. That was just. It was never going to get any better than that.
Somebody said it was a magical time. That's for sure. It was amazing. Somebody said, because we both said we're not here to talk politics. We're here to talk basketball. Trevor Keith, 2028. Could you imagine? We get put into a debate or something like that, get a question lobbed our way. Well, you see what this means for the salary cap would be. Right? Now, would this trigger a hard cap?
It's gonna suck when I'm like, I don't work after 7 because that's when games start. Sorry. No wars after 7 p.m. Yeah, I would not.
Would not enjoy that.
Yeah, not a job I am suited for, nor would I want to do.
No, I would not want that either. Would I take a job in the Lakers front office or coaching? I mean, if it was offered, front office, yes. I mean, I would rather front office, but if Vegas gets an NBA team, what's a good team name? We've talked about that.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like they're going to go with something gambling.
But can you call it, like Tam says, the Vegas Gamblers?
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Like, can you say that? Can you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Because that was wasn't that a what was that? The USFL?
Well, but I'm saying, like, you just had a player get suspended for life for gambling.
Yeah, that's probably not a great look.
Yeah.
The Vipers. Yeah, I mean, I like the alliteration. I like alliteration in names. Spades, maybe. I mean, Aces would have been perfect, right? But that's the WNBA team, and
yeah,
like that's like
that would have been great.
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure.
They'll have to come up with something good. I mean,
and they wouldn't do it, but like it would be cool if they were something like the Vegas Hitmen. Like, I think that would be kind of cool.
Sure,
like that's.
But that you know, I mean, if they're not going to do Washington Bullets anymore, they're going to change that. They're not going to do Vegas Hitmen.
I don't know, the Flamingos.
They should do a poll. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we see teams do that. They create polls to help narrow down their names. I'm pretty sure the Seattle Kraken did that. They created a poll, had a few different names, and then narrowed it down.
What's the hockey team? The Golden Knights.
The Golden Knights. Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if the A's will change their name when they move.
The Athletics.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they really have to.
Now with the hockey team, they're just going to be the Utah Hockey Club for a year.
Oh, like the Washington football team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they wanted to give it time before they decide. They should have done because one of the names that was up for put out there was the Yeti, and I loved that.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I like that.
That'd be super cool. Like you could have cool things. Like
your mascots. Your mascot is done.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah, the Seattle Kraken. Like that's awesome.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
The Vegas card counters. I mean, Vegas themselves wouldn't want that. We got a tech here. On what? Because he was complaining? That wasn't much.
Yeah. Did you see Clingan got a technical for hitting the stanchion?
Did he?
The game before this one, yeah.
I missed that. No, I didn't see it.
And then he was super confused, and like somebody explained to him, like, you can't. That's an automatic T in the NBA.
Ah, you didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Vegas 51s, isn't that? That's the minor league baseball team, right? I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the minor league baseball team there. Which
on YouTube, we've got Vegas Vipers again, Vegas Fire,
Volcanoes, like the volcano in front of whatever hotel that is.
Oh, the Las Vegas Lights from the USL. Yep. They were close to coming into MLS, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
There's Moses Brown on the drive. Can't score. 69-51, by the way, is the score here. Oh, are they destroying the volcano in Vegas?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that they're taking it out. Yep. I talked to a friend of mine who lives out there, and he said, like, people are like, they had it last year and they're doing it again this year. They're like done. They're like, don't ever bring this F1 race back again. Like
really?
Yeah, because it just makes such a mess of everything.
They were excited about coming in, but that is a lot to have to
it's like
change
a
to
month
make it happen.
of like just stuff on the strip, and driving around is tough and all that. So yeah, you know, people were not real happy. Yeah, the Mirage was bought up by the Hard Rock. Yep. The yeah, it was in Hard Rock's the Virgin right now. The Virgin
I think
Hotel.
so, yeah.
That's where I used to stay when I first started going out to Summer League. Was at the Hard Rock.
We need to get out there for next year's.
Yeah.
How many teams do they usually add in 1 year for expansion? Oh, that was a nice 3 for Hinson there on in transition. How many teams do they add? Typically, you don't see them do more than 2. You can do 2 teams at a time. That's what I would expect. And I think it's pretty clear to everybody it's going to be Vegas and Seattle.
Yep. I would agree.
And then we get into all of the fun of who do you protect in an expansion draft.
Absolutely, yeah.
Keita on the drive? Nope. He gets fouled. 69-56, 7:30 to play. You guys are going to be busy. Yeah, but that's still a few years away.
Yeah, we still got a while. The fun thing too is it'll be fun to like explain like why certain players were like, that's not a foul. Certain players were like left unprotected, even though it's like this guy's good. Like right now, I think let's say expansion was starting right now and they had to do protected lists. I think you'd see like possibly Zach LaVine go unprotected, right? Because it might be like, you want to take him and get him off our books? Let's go. So yeah,
That
they
would be interesting.
Amon's asking when an expansion team comes in, do they have a certain cap? That's all negotiable each time a team is added, but generally they do operate under a reduced cap. It's gone from like as much as 80% to then like it phases in like 80, 90, and then 100. I think the last time around they did 90, 95, and 100. So they'll probably operate maybe initially under a reduced cap, and they usually do a draft picks. They can't have like the first overall pick in at least their first draft and those kind of things. And it's usually they'll do a coin toss, and then it'll be, all right, team 1 wins. Do you want the first pick in the expansion draft, or do you want the first pick in the NBA draft? And they almost always take the NBA draft.
Yeah, and that makes more sense, I think, to go that route. But and it's usually, and it may change, but usually it's your top 8 that get protected, and then your free agents don't count.
Yeah, except for restricted free agents, you can protect them because you're protecting the rights to keep their restricted rights. But
right, and then once a team has had somebody selected from their team, they can't have another player selected there. So it makes for a fun exercise. Like we could do some fun mock drafts
100%
with that. That would be a blast.
We've already talked too. When it comes, we've already set some stuff up for Spot Track where we'll let people go in and do protected lists, or you can simulate a protected list and then do the draft. If you want to do it that way, like that, like we've got some fun plans for when it comes.
I kind of wish it was just happening like now, rather than having to wait for a couple of years, because I'm excited to get to do that.
Yeah,
be a good time.
Great. Yeah, Tam asked, do they automatically get the number 1 pick in the draft, or should they? No, generally they don't. Usually they limit them in the first year. And it's
like they can't get the best they can get is the 6th pick or something like that.
The Bobcats, I think they couldn't get the first pick. I think they think it was they could get anything else, but they couldn't get the first pick. But then the Raptors and Grizzlies, I think, were limited to the 4th and 5th, if I remember right. I'd have to go back and look. Somebody asked, do the Nuggets get relief for Holmes' injury? They can apply for a disabled player exception, but it'd be so small, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, I mean, what it'd be? It'd be like $2 million or something.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that much. It would be
Blake Hinson misses the 3. Isn't it? It's half the money, isn't it?
Half, yeah. So it'd be like 1.5 million, and that's
okay.
Above a minimum. So rookie minimum, that is. And you don't get a roster spot, so that would be the bigger concern.
We've got a missed 3 there from Hinson. Just checking back in on this game. This hasn't been the most exciting game, but 71-56 is the score right now. Thoughts on the Suns hitting 400 million? Dalton Connect misses the technical free throw there. I mean, hey, I guess give Matt Ishbia credit for being willing to spend, because that is a very expensive team.
Yep.
And they will incur the wrath of the NBA, because this is not what the NBA wants to see. And the NBA will see if the new CBA is enough of a deterrent or not. For most teams so far, it's been a yes, but we'll see. Good follow there by Armel Troyori off the Colin Castleton miss.
Somebody said, would an expansion team be better than the start the Magic had? The Magic were horrible. Their first year, couple years. It was a couple years in when they got Shaq. They were in their, I want to say it was after the 3rd season that they got Shaq, and then everything took off.
Will there ever be a midsummer league tournament? No.
Do you remember how it used to be, though? The whole end of it was the tournament?
Was the tournament. Yep, I remember that. And then they were just like, okay, people are just trying to get experience out here. We're that worried about it.
My first 2 summer leagues, I went for the entire run. From day
That's a long time. I mean, I was just talking to Bryce, who does stuff with us for Basketball Bulletin, and he was there for a couple of days, and he's like, no, I left. I went home. I've had enough.
Yeah. I like to go to bed early. I do not like to eat super late. I don't like, a lot of Las Vegas is lost on me. For me, like, I like to go to the gym first thing in the morning and then stay all day, and then go back to my room and work. And so, like, a lot of the rest of it, that's not where I want to be.
I don't mind going. I just start getting like it. A few days is enough. A few days is usually enough for me. By that time you're ready to get home. But I always look forward to it. Connect with the drive, the dunk.
He's had some really nice plays in this second.
Yeah, he has.
Going to the basket.
And there's a 3 right back. Dodgers need some trade. Yeah, they do. They need some pitching.
The guy from the Dodgers, how do you tear an esophagus?
I don't know. I saw that. I was like, he did what?
Yeah. I read it, and I figured, like, I saw a tour. I'm like, oh, okay, so we'll probably have Tommy John surgery. And then I was like, wait, what in the world?
Yeah.
Tore his esophagus? Like, that's crazy. He didn't even know. He just didn't feel well.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if that's more common than we know. I missed them. All right, well, I got him there. Good pass.
You can find there for Troyori. Another what is with the referees and the text here?
Yeah. It's summer league. What are we handing out?
Come on, guys. Running clock. Let's go.
Oh, that's a good question. Does JJ give the Olympic Lakers extra rest in preseason? Yeah, probably.
I'm sure. I mean, especially given that it's LeBron and AD. You know what I mean? Like,
if anybody else playing for anyone? Rui's not playing for Japan this year.
Yeah, right? Rui was the only other one that I could think of that might have been playing somewhere. I think that's it.
Do we know why he's not playing for Japan?
I don't.
I don't think they have anybody. I mean, maybe somebody has like one of the like naturalized.
Somebody said he got called up. Let me check.
Did he? I mean, he should be. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't be on the roster.
Rui Hachimura, is he playing? Yeah, 4 days ago he was included in the team.
Okay, good.
So there you go.
No, that's good. I mean, I want all these guys to play because it just makes the whole thing better.
Yeah. That'll be a good experience for him.
You see Yuta Watanabe get like $5 million.
Did he?
Yeah.
Makes sense why he was out.
Yep. And like they said he's gonna probably double that in endorsements.
Wow. Got paid.
Yep.
Editor extraordinaire Daniel Starkan just texted me, said the place just erupted because Bronny made a basket from inside the building. I'm guessing that's right here. Here it is. He's going to hit that. Oh, he's going to hit that.
Good shot.
There you go. Daniel Starkan spoiling it from in the building.
Gives us a sense of how far behind it is, right?
Right. Bronny's on fire.
Do you remember that year at Summer League, Rui's rookie year, where the Japanese reporters were interviewing everyone in Japanese about him? Like that was fun.
They're still, when I go to Lakers games, I go to the press room. They're still there. Yeah. There's still Japanese reporters there that want to speak to him specifically, and he'll jump back and forth. He'll switch to Japanese and answer those questions, then switch back to English, and and off he goes.
Lakers are making a little run here, keeping it competitive.
Yeah, 78-68, 3:50 to play. 10-point game. The Lakers said, hey, if Australia can pull within 6, we can do it.
Somebody had asked how I became a Celtics fan. I grew up just south of Boston, like during prime Larry Bird time. So there was never a chance it was going to go any other way.
Dalton connect? No, can't connect. 4-on-2 break. No, 5-on-2 break. Turns into a 3. Back to 13, 81-68.
Yeah, Larry Bird is my all-time favorite Celtic. Not even close. I don't know how many people my age would not pick Bird or Magic.
Yeah.
It's almost got to be impossible. There's other guys, of course, I like, but
Summer League Lakers can't connect the dots. Daniel Starkat, who drove all the way out to Vegas today, he was just texting me. He's like, yeah, this is rough. Here's a chance for Colin Castleton to grab and go on the attack. Whoops, forgot to take the ball with him. He grabbed, he went, the ball didn't.
That was some prime Summer League.
The Summer League was Summer Leaguing.
Oh, man, Taylor Sharman into the crowd.
Took somebody out.
That's usually where a coach or front office is sitting. See,
I hope whoever that is, they're okay.
Let's see.
Who did he get?
Oh, the head is falling up.
Oh, it was more the chair got pulled over than the guy got hit. So I think the contact was avoided. It was just kind of a fall backwards in the chair there. Could have been worse.
Celtic hater asked, what was my role at Disney during the bubble? I left my job with Disney 3 weeks to the day before the whole stuff happened with Rudy Gobert. So I was not working for Disney anymore during the bubble, and did not go to the bubble because it was extremely expensive to send media folks there. So yeah.
And just being away from family for that long would be rough, and
would have been weird too. It's literally where they stayed is 15 minutes from my house.
So you'd be sending a carrier pigeon or something like that to communicate.
Wave at you.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. It was cool though. Ben Golliver wrote a book. I don't know where it is. I don't know where I've put it. Called Bubble Ball, about his experience in the bubble. covering it, and he did like do a shout out to the article I wrote for Yahoo in the book.
Oh, cool.
Which was cool, yeah. Is that when we started? No. Yeah, kinda, sorta on the back. It was like that free agency is when we relaunched the podcast.
Right. And that was for a couple of years. Everything was sped up because the season got paused and then finished. Right. And there was like 2 weeks and free agency started after the finals. Yeah. And even then you had that next season got pushed farther. It took a couple of seasons to get everything caught back up and onto a normal schedule.
So funny thing, reminder of all that madness was Lauri Markkanen. Why his this should be about the last year. That's a nice drive by Bronny.
Yeah.
Oh, did he step out though?
Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah, that's the second time this game he's done that. Just he steps back to push off and his foot's on the line.
That was Peyton Pritchard, his rookie season, stepped on the sideline at least 20 times, it felt like.
Really?
Yeah.
Steal for Connect, lose the ball. Needed to pass that.
Yeah. Needed to give it up early and get it back.
Yep.
Get it to the middle of the floor. Yeah, so yeah, what I was making my point was the off season was these contracts are like the last batch of some of these that were signed on the off years with that. So it should be the last time we have to use those translation tables.
Right.
Which is, those things are freaking nightmare. How am I liking House of the Dragon? I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's been good. I don't like some of the changes from the books, but that's all right. You have to understand why they did it.
83-71. We got a minute left.
At all? Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I did. I've caught a few episodes here and there, but I never became fully invested into it. You know what I mean? Trevor, you doing a post game? Yeah, I will. We'll do a post game. It may not be a super long one, but I'll do one. Well, I think I'm going to wind up talking a little more about Team USA than probably this game, but we'll do that. Time for new analysts like Trevor and Keith to come in. I don't think we would do well on the kind of the debate shows, Keith.
No, we agree too much.
They'd be like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, like, are you guys?
Can't you guys disagree on something?
Somebody, there was a point where that was a old front office show. There was a point where that's what they wanted this show to be, and I was like,
"Really?"
Yeah, I was like, "Then I don't want to do it."
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to get in arguments every day.
So right.
I don't want to do.
Just yell at each other all the time.
Is KD going to get replaced? Yeah. I mean, I think it probably comes down to if he can't go by the time they get to London for the exhibitions, you have to think about it.
Who replaces him?
Better be Jaylen Brown.
Right.
just to keep the peace. But I really don't. You don't really need a fourth Celtic on there. It's already a mess that they season one long, right? Going to the finals. Then you've got now 3 of them playing in the Olympics, and then they start training camp earlier than anybody else but Denver because they're going back to Dubai.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're going to Dubai for a couple of games.
Yep.
How many international games are there
2
this year?
Those 2, and then there's something somewhere I forget.
Somewhere. Dubai. It's the Celtics and Nuggets in Dubai.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's some, I forget. Canada. There's always games spread around Canada, the other parts of Canada that don't have.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in terms of actually going overseas and all that.
Yep. I had a friend tell me they're really thinking about Australia next year.
Blake Hinson. That's quite a flight, but I mean, basketball's big in Australia.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That would be cool. 88-74. That's going to be the final score. Celtics get the win here.
That's it, baby. Raise another one. That counts as banner 19.
It's not even a summer league championship.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going to get the post-game show started in just a few moments here on the YouTube channel. But thank you, everybody who joined us here on Playback on YouTube, man. Whether it was Front Office Show YouTube, whether it was Lakers Nation YouTube. We appreciate you guys for hanging out. Keith, this was fun. Thanks for coming in here, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I had a blast with this. I wish we could do it more often. It's just I watch games like a maniac, and I'm mad. Like, it's not the way a sane person consumes basketball. So it's it throws me way off, and I would not be a good partner in a summer league game. Sure. Like, one.
Yeah, summer league, we can do it because it's summer league.
Another person, Trevor, saying I'm slowly turning into a Lakers fan.
Uh-oh.
It very slowly, apparently.
Very slowly. All right, everybody. Thank you. Till next time. See ya.